Hi guys, so my name is Jacob White, and for my final presentation, I decided to choose the dance style of hula. So, hula is the traditional dance of Hawaii, and it's a form of storytelling dance that is not written, but rather shown orally and through dancing movements. The dance style is slow, controlled, and uses very calm movements. They're very graceful, but also very labor intensive. I actually just went to a Hawaiian festival not too long ago at Tempe Town Lake, and there they had a dance competition. So here we have a couple pictures of the different styles of art in hula, some of the dress attire that they use from the men to the women, and most of them are done in groups of five or more. So the history of hula is part of Hawaiian culture since ancient times, and a lot of it takes place in the islands of Hawaii, and that's kind of where the birthplace is. The natives that practice it say that it's a gift from the gods to them. Hula, the first people to dance hula were the Hopi, and they were companions of the goddess Hiayaka and the Kapo Ulakinu, which is the goddess of fertility, or the Lakia, the navigator goddess. James Cook was also one of the first Europeans to visit Hawaii, and during his voyage there in 1778, that's when he saw people practicing the art of Hawaii or the hula in Kauai. So some more of the history. It almost disappeared during the 1800s when missionaries came to the island of Hawaii, and they were trying to push it that hula was a bad thing and it shouldn't be practiced. It was against their moral beliefs. But the king at the time, the King Kalakua, he didn't want hula to be banned because it was native to them and something that they held very dear. So he eventually ended up refusing of banning hula altogether. In 1865, different styles of hula started to blend with foreign styles, and they ended up developing with foreign countries such as the Japanese. Hula became popular and influenced by the influx of tourists on the Hawaiian Islands, and people such as Elvis Presley helped influence it through movies and songs. He brought that to greater public awareness. So some of the different forms that it comes in. Kahiko hula is an ancient hula that follows spiritual history and dates back before the 18th century. The purpose of it is to tell stories about deities and war chiefs of that sort. The Anaua hula and modern hula, those were created more recently in the late 17th century, and their purpose is for entertainment. Sacred dance is used to express grace and spirituality. Some of the Kahiko hula are pictured here, and then on the right we have some of the more modern. So I'll show this example first of the Kahiko hula. So you pay attention to the dance, their position, how their legs are bent, and that position to hold that, I'm sure that takes a lot of stamina, holding that and then jumping to other positions. The arms being raised as the torso is moving, leaning back, locking those arms and legs in as they go from side to side. And then here we have some more of the modern hula. They also love to include flowers in their mix. A lot of them like to wear their leis, which is the flower necklaces that they wear. So here you can pay attention to the movements they have going on in their waist. Sort of similar to the ancient hula, but definitely different. Way more emphasis on the hips. I believe the women put a lot more emphasis into it. So moving on. So the movement of hula starts with ground and rhythmic footwork and chanting, along with torso, arms, and head moving, and then the hands translate stories into imagery. Every moment is an expression and shows meaning, from animals, plants, places, searching, traveling, hearing, and more. Hula dancers perform in groups to make a uniform dance, which they showed in the video. So some of the costumes from the hula kahika, which is the traditional costumes, they have the tapa skirt made from tree bark. Then they wear a lei on their head, on their neck, on their wrists, which are made from plants and flowers. And then on their anklets, those are made from seeds, whalebone, dog teeth, and or shells. In the hula anaula, which are the modern costumes, they can range from anything such as a simple skirt, tops, elaborate Victorian outfits, plastic, grass skirts, or coconut bras. Kahiko hula is a percussive music performed by traditional instruments such as gourds, sharkskin drums, feathered rattles, and handheld rocks. And the Anaula hulu, modern hulu, use Western melodic structures performed by contemporary instruments such as ukuleles and guitars. So my conclusion is hula. I chose hula because of the festival I went to a couple months ago with my roommate, and from what I saw there, they focused a lot on the dance. There was actually a couple stages set up, so they had multiple dances going on, and they had many dancers, and it was just a really festive event to be a part of. Definitely something I would go back and do. I was surprised how Christianity almost tried to make it disappear as well. I don't see how it's a bad thing, but some people see differently. And my most important takeaway is how hula tells stories from their dances. They try to incorporate it into their dances, telling different stories. And for the future of hula, I focus on the emphasis of tradition and not to change that. You gotta stick with tradition. And here are my references.